Hi everybody, my name's Andrew Allen Matthews. You can call me Andy. Now I'm doing this video to help people overcome stress at work, and this is my work stress collection, and I call it Turning Negatives to Positives. Now there are 7 paintings in the collection. Now I produced this collection in a previous anonymous employment to help overcome my stress and a stressful work environment I was in at the time. Now the artwork was produced when I was under pressure from a huge workload that was unachievable to maintain and caused me to have a breakdown. Now my current employer is an ethical company and looks after the well-being of its employees. Okay, and I'm currently off stress at the moment, so I'm doing this video to help me overcome my stress and helping other people at the same time. So these are my characters I've done. These they're both headset man and headset woman, and they represent everyday worker superheroes, because you're all everyday superheroes to me. They're battling to fight negativity wherever that may be. So join them today and turn that negative to a positive. Okay. So the first painting in my collection is called I Am Not a Number, with a big question mark. Now the painting is a depiction of a call centre worker in an anonymous call centre who wants to believe he is not a number, but questions the reality of this. The painting also depicts the stress of working in a call centre, where the dehumanisation of workers treated as numbers by their login codes, passwords, PC numbers, desk numbers, and the never-ending pursuit of tidy desk policies takes away the human element of people, leaving the feeling of being treated as just another number. The workers are in modern day slavery in the form of the telephone, depicted as a ball and chain, which they have to manage for 7 hours a day to the second. The hands are handcuffed, depicting the futility of their day-to-day struggles with stressful telephone calls, targets and pressures of the working day. The left hand of the painting begins with a slight human form, gradually moving to the right of the picture. The people begin to turn to computers, depicting the ever-increasing drive for efficiency and the feeling of being just a number, where the staff can be replaced by the next person in the dole queue. He's a number of many, and like the Borg of Star Trek will be assimilated into the hive. Resistance is futile. So this is my way of having a bit of a laugh about it, really, about all the stress I was going under at the time. So this collection of paintings is my way of turning negative stress to positives. Okay. The painting is a kind of rebellious painting, rebelling against the system and the stressful work situation I was in at the time. Now, we may have all felt this way, especially when you get up, go to work and come home again, only to start again the next day like Groundhog Day. So the question is, are you a number or are you not a number? Do you have any futility in the working day? If you're questioning this, then let's move on and let's change that negative to a positive, okay? So my thoughts are, you're not a number because your thoughts, feelings and emotions are not a computer or a slave. I've got that on one of my t-shirts. These are one of my t-shirts there. Positive cycle. That's what we want. So you can choose your own path in life and choose to be either negative or positive. If you choose a negative frame of mind, only negative thoughts, feelings and emotions will emanate from you. If you choose a positive frame of mind, you will achieve positive thoughts, feelings and emotions, and this will emanate from you. So to make a difference in your life and think positive, do positive things in mind, body and soul, and you'll reap rewards, in my opinion. So in order to break a negative cycle, always look on the bright side of life and be an everyday worker bee superhero, because you all are worker bee superheroes out there. Now, that's me. I Am Not a Number painting, and that's my first one in the collection. So my next painting, I'm just going to get for you now. So this one is called Ball and Chain. Now this is the depiction of a call centre worker in an anonymous call centre where he's chained to the desk for 7 hours a day to the second. The telephone and headset is replaced by the ball and chain of modern day slavery. His hands are handcuffed, depicting the futility of day-to-day struggles. His unlucky plight is depicted by the number he wears and uses as his identity to log into his everyday job. He is a number of many, and like the Borg of Star Trek will be assimilated into the hive. Resistance is futile. Now many people who work in call centres may have felt this way, because I certainly have in previous employments. So let's look at what we can do to turn that negative to a positive. So the ball and chain painting was produced as a way of dealing with my stress in a previous employment, and at the time I was thinking negatively. I've now flipped this negative into a positive after working for many other companies and gained more experience in dealing with customers, and I no longer feel this way. So the working day can sometimes feel long, so look to treat each call as a challenge to help people in need and do the best you can to resolve any issues in a positive manner. Your day usually goes quicker when you're in a positive frame of mind as well. Now, the telephone is not a ball and chain, although sometimes you might think it is. Just look at this as a way to help people in the best way you can and to provide an excellent customer service. Rise to the challenge of helping people in a positive way. Put yourself in the customer's shoes and look to try and resolve any calls in a positive thinking way. Try to bring about a mutually beneficial result for both the customer, company and you. Sometimes it's a hard thing to do, but if you've done everything you can, you've done your job correctly. Now you need to strike a balance in work and home life and having fun when you can. Positivity brings positive results, in my opinion. So be an everyday superhero today and do positive deeds and actions, you'll reap rewards. Okay, so that's me negative ball and chain painting there. We'll turn it into a positive. So my next painting, just get that for you now. So my next painting is called Another One of Those Days. Everybody's had one of them. Now this is a depiction of the call centre workers in an anonymous call centre under stress from complaints from customers, the pressures of meeting targets, deadlines, phone calls and juggling workloads in a fast-paced environment. This leaves the pressurised worker under immense stress on a typical working day when call volumes are high. Here's a number of many, like the Borg or Star Trek, will be assimilated into the hive. Resistance is futile. So like I say, everybody's had one of these days. You know, you're sat at your desk and you're getting completely stressed out with all the complaints and all the workload, and you're just getting overloaded with stress. Okay. So again, let's look to turn that negative stress into a positive. So, as part of a call centre job, your job role complaints form a large part of your job role of your working day, and how you deal with a complaint is important, and you need to be in a positive frame of mind to successfully manage the complaint to a mutually beneficial solution for the customer, company and you. Now, as I've worked in many organisations, I've learned to apologise for the customer's need to complain, how to listen to the customer's concerns and recapping on their points of complaint and advising the customer what actions you'll take to resolve their concerns. Now, more often than not, the customer appreciates the time you've taken to listen to them and try to resolve the complaint. Now, this is a way of customer to stay with the company. So, if you think they're going to, that you're listening to them, they'll more than likely stay with you. Now, this way of dealing with complaints turns a negative into a positive and is of great benefit to a company in treating customers fairly, and it helps you as well because it gives you great job satisfaction, in my opinion. So, it should always give you great satisfaction you met the challenge of turning an unhappy customer into a customer who will spread the word of your excellent skills in listening and addressing the problem. Now, you cannot always resolve a complaint, and there will be times that the customer is still not satisfied, but if you've done everything you can to deal with a complaint, you can hold your head up high and say you did your job correctly. Now remember, for every 9 people who tell of a good service, 16 people tell of a bad service. Now, we're a nation of owners, and you're more than likely going to tell somebody of a bad experience, but if you get excellent service, then you'll sing their praises and recommend your friends and family. So that's what I think on that. Like I say, everybody's had one of these days, you're stressed out, let's try and get that negative to a positive. Okay, so my next painting. So my next painting is called Stress Monster Number 1. And it's a depiction of a call centre worker in a call centre with stress from his immediate superiors. The constant pressures and shouts of calls queuing, Everybody back and available, and being forced to drop everything while still expected to complete your workload only adds to the stresses of the day for the poor lowly call centre worker. Use button number, working feverishly to achieve the targets of the day, and at boiling point waiting for the next shout of "Calls queuing!" before he explodes into a fit of anguish and stress. As you can see here, that's me, stressed out. Okay. Yeah, so you can see I've been under stress with that. So is a number of many, and like the Borg of Star Trek, will be assimilated into the hive. Resistance is futile. Everybody's had one of these days. So let's look at turning that negative to a positive. Now there can be added pressure from management when there are calls queuing to try and tackle large call volumes. Try not to look at it at management wanting to exert added pressure on you, but turn the negative into a positive by understanding that a customer is in need of help. Now you're on the front line for the company. Think of yourself as an everyday superhero coming to the rescue. This is one of my everyday superhero t-shirts. It's a Manchester worker bee, and that's what you are, superheroes. Might think I'm a bit of a nutter, but there you go. So, my next painting in the collection, just showing now. Right, so my next painting in the collection is called Release Button, and is a depiction of workers in an anonymous call centre under stress with call volumes at a high level. The workers wish they could just terminate the stressful calls to end their suffering, but know that this cannot be done with Big Brother watching in the form of call recordings. So the never-ending anxiety is building up to a crescendo of pain and frustration. Here's a number of many, and like the Borg of Star Trek will be assimilated into the hive. Resistance is futile. Now everybody has one of these days. So let's look to turn that negative stress to a positive. Now we've all been there. You're having a bad day, call volumes are high, and there's a never-ending queue of calls waiting to be answered. The pressure is on and you've had enough of the stressful calls for one day. You're nearing the end of your shift and need to catch the bus or tram home as you need to be somewhere. So what do? Do you press the release button, hoping the Big Brother is not watching you and leave on time and go home and do the thing you wanted to do? Or do you bite the bullet and do the right thing and be an everyday superhero and save the day for a customer in need? It's a dilemma, isn't it? However, thinking positively that you're actually helping people when they're in need should actually stop you from pressing the release button. Also, your manager will know that you are a superhero for doing the right thing, and it should give you satisfaction you tried to help somebody and going that extra mile. Put that down there. So let's get my next painting up. There we go, balancing. So my next painting is called and it's a depiction of call centre workers in an anonymous call centre at the point of total frustration when all they can say is As the workers try to explain the processes of the company to the confused customers who just do not understand or do not accept the decisions that have been made, even though they've explained to them in great detail. They are a number of many, and like the Borg of Star Trek will be assimilated into the hive. Resistance is futile. So everybody's had one of these days, haven't they? You know, you're so frustrated that all you can say is So again, let's look at turning that negative stress into a positive. So we've all been there. You're talking to a customer and they do not accept the decisions that have been made, even though you've explained to them in great detail of the processes and facts on the call. It's easy to get frustrated when you're going round and round in circles with the customer. So, to break that cycle, take a step back, breathe, think positively, and look either for a different way to explain the information. If this does not work, then seek help to see if there's anything else that can be done or said to the customer to break the impasse. Now, you may get a call, and after explaining everything, the customer is still confused. Now, this may indicate a vulnerable customer. Now, they may have a language barrier or a disability. Look to treat the customer fairly at all times. So listen to the customer, trying to pick up any information that may indicate this and look to help in a different way. Empathise with the customer and try to break things down in a logical way, in bite-sized chunks if needed. And remember, be an everyday superhero today. Do positive deeds and actions for you and other people. So that's me painting. So this one is called, so look, just get it balanced. Right, so my next painting in the collection is called Screwed. Now this is a contentious painting that should bring positive, open discussion, debate and solutions by employee and employer on the subject of sickness disciplinary. The Screwed painting is a depiction of call centre workers in an anonymous call centre under attendance management policy sickness disciplinary. The worker is depicted as having to work through their illness in order that the company does not take disciplinary action against them. The worker is depicted as a gravestone for illness and chained to the desk in a bed, whilst the company depicted as a greedy devil tying to screw and kicking the employees while they're down, thus highlighting their control over them. The greedy devil is sitting on the scales, tipping them in the company's favour, whilst dishing out more toxic adherence policies in the form of the poison bottle and removing privileges depicted by the £0. The poor lowly sick worker knows he's lost his bonus and facing further action if he takes any more time off work for being ill. If he takes any more time off for being ill, he will face further disciplinary action that will lead to his dismissal from the company for being over the company's acceptable attendance guidelines. Now, the background of gravestone heads depicts countless more employees under the same cosh. These are number of many, and like the Borg of Star Trek, will be assimilating to the hive. Resistance is futile. So, my spin on this comment was my way of bringing laughter to a stressful situation in a previous employment to help with my work anxiety and stress. Now, we've all had thoughts of this way of thinking, so let's look to have an open discussion and turn that negative into a positive. So, the Screwed painting was produced when I was in a negative frame of mind. It's a natural reaction on people's thoughts when you lose your bonus and facing disciplinary action for illness and the feeling of being an unjust method to the employee. However, this is a negative way of looking at this. People become ill through many reasons, and most companies have in place a fair system for sickness. The company do follow legal guidelines and look to support employees when they are facing genuine illnesses and disabilities. However, in my opinion, the use of the Bradford factor, which is an Americanised method implemented today, in my opinion needs to be revisited and re-evaluated, as it can be a harsh method of penalising the employee. So it's sometimes hard on the employee when they are genuinely ill and have to come into work in fear that they may lose their job if they have too much time off sick and they feel they're getting no support from the company. This can also lead to further anxiety and illness for the employee. So, in my opinion, if you're not in a union, then I believe that joining one would be a benefit to you. They can help in many ways and look positively at your individual circumstances and give help and advice and support. Now remember, think positive, do positive things in mind, body and soul, and bring a balance in life to be as one with the natural order of things in life, in my opinion. And remember to try and have some fun along the way. Now always look on the bright side of life, seek help when you need it, and be an everyday superhero today. Do positive deeds and actions. Now, there's lots of things that are out there and the effects and the stress in the workplace, and there's help to manage stress. Now, help is available to overcome stress, such as self-help stress apps for the mobile phone, or on the internet. There's lots of information on stress and anxiety out there to help you. Also, CBT therapy, which is cognitive behavioural therapy, usually prescribed through your doctor. Now I'm off work. I've been off for about 7-8 months now, which is why I'm doing these videos to overcome my stress. And the doctor recommended cognitive behavioural therapy for me, and which is why I'm in this position now. I'm in a good positive position, and I'm moving on with my life and I would recommend, if you are so stressed out, have a word with your doctor, and they may be able to refer you to this cognitive behavioural therapy, because it's certainly helped me, as you can see with this video that I'm doing, and turning my negative stress to positives. There's also community mental health teams that can help you, also talking therapies. Also, your company can also help you if you need further support as well. And there's lots of other sources of support, such as Mind, the charity Mind, Stress Management Society. There's all sorts of things out there that can help you. Now, just a few statistics for stress. So stress doesn't just have a personal cost. It's now the UK's most common single cause of long-term absence. I've been on long-term absence as well. The cost of stress to UK businesses: 11.3 million working days lost in UK to stress, anxiety or depression. These are based on figures in 2013-14. And almost 1 in 5 of the UK working population are affected by stress. The estimated cost of all that stress that UK employees is roughly £3.7 billion. Now, the causes of work-related stress cited by GPs in 2011 and 2013 were pressure of workload, interpersonal relationships and changes at work. That's what's been cited by GPs for stress. So, as you can see, there's a huge cost in stress, and which is why I'm doing this video now, to try and help other people, and helping me by doing it, because I've not been able to stand in front of anybody until recently when I've been doing all my videos, and this has been helping me with my stress. And I hope that this video does help you with your stress, if you're suffering from it, especially in the working environment, because I've been there. I've got the t-shirt, as you can see, these two t-shirts here. So that's one of the Positive Cycle t-shirts. It's a Ouroboros dragon. It's the circle of life in a positive cycle. In my opinion, you can get stuck in a negative cycle, which you feed in this spiral of negativity and feed on yourself, and you end up in such a place where you're so stressed out that you end up going under. But if you get in a positive cycle, which is what I'm in now, you end up in a good place, and this is where I am now, and that's my philosophy. Now, believe it or not, stress can be a good thing. Now, the fight or flight response is a natural process for dealing with a threat or stressful event. It helps you to react to a dangerous situation, such as avoiding a collision in a vehicle or a perceived threat that can help you fight or run away. It's a natural process. However, too much stress can turn into a negative and lead to illness. Well, I've got the t-shirt and I know what it's like. And how much stress is too much depends on each person individually. Some can deal with a lot of stress and others can crumble out a little stress. So what you need to do is you need to strike a balance in work and home life to deal with the stress. Now, there are organisations that can help you if you're stressed, as I've mentioned as well. Okay, and always seek help and don't bottle it up. It will only lead to more stress if you do. So, in my opinion, a good company should bring a balance of workloads, processes and changes as to not cause stress to the employee. This should be the way forward for any company, and to bring a balanced work life and home life. Thinking positively benefits all. So get your head set in the right frame of mind and be a positive superhero every day, and always look on the bright side of life. Just like headset man and woman here. They're my characters are made. So the Work Stress collection can be found on my website, and my Positive Cycle t-shirt collection is on sale on my website as well. The t-shirts that you can see here, they're going for £15 a t-shirt. Go on my website, they've got a PayPal button there. Contact me with the sizes if you're interested in buying a t-shirt, and we'll be alright. Well, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed your video, and I hope that what I've said to you today about my collection and everything is helping you. Certainly helping me get over my stress. I'm now in a good positive place now. Positive Cycle t-shirts. That says it all. I mean Manchester Bee t-shirts, because you're all everyday Manchester worker bee heroes to me. Well, thanks very much for watching my video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope it's helped you with overcoming your stress. And be positive, guys, and have a lovely day. All the best.